He looks great. He's useful. He's kind of like Nimrod, but like opposite, if that makes sense. Nimrod goes off in prowess matchups, but he's like usually like a damage over time dealer. Iron Man's got the big yellow numbers. All right, so let's look at the big yellow numbers. All right, what is going on, my dudes? I absolutely love Buff Day, especially when it's a champion that most people have, like a 2014 champion like Iron Man. 2014 was 9 years ago. That is how long this guy has sucked for. So Iron Man really needed the buff, man. He really needed it, and he got a really good one. A nice, fresh coat of paint. This guy looks incredible, dude. He's very useful. Most people have him. I'm super duper excited about this buff, dude. So I love making like new champ videos as well, but it's usually like, hey, look at this new champ that 99% of you guys aren't gonna have for like 6 months. But this one, it's like, hey, open your roster and you can follow along because you have him right now, probably, at least as a 5-star, right? So Iron Man, we're gonna go over this guy, about what he does, what he's good for, all this fun stuff. Yeah, let's jump right into it, man. I'm really excited about this. Iron Man, he can block unblockable specials from mutants, right, which is great for Weapon X mostly, right? Also Sauron, but also that works for like nodes and stuff like that. The node has like unblockable special 1, unblockable special 2, you could block it. Gain plus 3600 block proficiency during the opponent's special attacks. That is a lot of block proficiency, and if you are awakened, you double that, man. So yeah, I really value this guy's sig ability a lot. So personally, 6-star sig 200 for me over like 7-star unduped. You know, that's just for me at least. You'll obviously probably get more damage from the 7-star, of course, but I mean, just the whole kit as a whole, I really like the way the 6-star sig 200 comes together, but that's me. All right, so armors. He's got a max of 20 armors. He starts with 1, right? Every time you increase your combo meter by 5, you're going to gain another armor. Now, all of these armors increase your armor rating by about 430. That's that's a lot of armor, man. He's already so tanky, and it keeps going up and up and up, right? Now, while this armor is active, he's immune to Cold Snap, Frostbite, and Incinerate, okay? So that's great for, you know, for Iceman first and foremost. Of course, you know, Iceman is an absolute menace on defense and battlegrounds if you don't have a counter, because you just lose like 25% of your health, and then there's a good chance you lose the match, right? So, on top of that, personal armor ups increase critical resistance by about 60 each. They can't be removed by nullify effects. Now, this is interesting. Stuff like Power Snack Buffet will still trigger, right? But he won't lose the armor up. So it's a bit interesting thing with the node there. Also, their ability accuracy cannot be modified except against cosmic champions because Domino exists. When they expire naturally, the opponent is power locked for 0.20 seconds. So what that does essentially is it just makes him not complete Mystic Food against Mystic Dispersion. You don't have to worry about his armors expiring from Mystic Dispersion because it won't shoot them up to 3 bars, which is great. That is really great. It's like there are so many champions who just like cannot fight Mystic champions in PvP content like Alliance War or Battleground because Mystic Dispersion just like automatically kills you. Iron Man would kind of do the same thing. And it makes no sense for a tech champion to get destroyed by a mastery. You know, it kind of makes sense for that to happen with cosmic champions, right? But any other class, it's like it just always feels bad, you know what I mean? So that's a super duper cool ability. I'd like to see that more on other champions. Now, you gain your armor ups when you do like 5 hits in your combo meter, but at the same time, you also can gain one when you get hit or block a hit, right? 25% chance when blocking, getting struck, right? You're going to gain an armor. Now, well-timed blocking an opponent's special attack pauses armor ups for 10 seconds, and these can stack, okay? So like Apocalypse Special 2, you could stack like a whole minute of armor up pause, which is absolutely crazy, all right? So, Arc Reactor. When you reach 12 stacks of armor, you activate the Arc Reactor and you gain 3580 attack rating, which is a decent bit. You gain an additional 150 attack rating for each armor up above 12 stacks, and remember these go to 20, and any effect that increases the potency of armor ups also increases the potency of these attack rating bonuses by the same amount, alright? Now let's go back to his SIG ability here, alright? Increase the potency of armor ups by 33%. So, the SIG ability is making him more tanky. It's also increasing the potency of his Arc Reactor by a decent bit. So again, 6-star rank 5, SIG 200 over 7-star rank 2 unduped for me. 7-star stats are great, stat focus is great. It'll probably about even out at the end of the day with the stat focus and the stats, but I really just do value the SIG ability, okay? So that is the arc reactor, and then striking with or being struck by basic attacks consumes 1 reactor charge, and when you reach 0, it expires, and you consume up to 12 armor ups. You could be left with 8. Alright, so he has a new ability called Invalidate. So each hit of his special attacks invalidates 3 prowess. It literally just removes them. That's all it does. For each prowess removed this way, you deal a burst of direct damage. It says 900, but I'm pretty sure this scales with like modified attack. So at the end of the day, with the arc reactor and the SIG ability and everything else, you're going to be doing a lot more than just 900 damage per prowess removed, give or take. Now, if the arc reactor is active, you're going to consume 25 charges, increasing the potency of the special attacks buffs and debuffs that you gain and inflict by 100%, which is a decent bit. So the special one, each hit inflicts an armor break debuff, removing 1 armor up and reducing armor rating by about 1,000 for 20 seconds. That's 3,000 armor break essentially, which is pretty significant there. That is pretty significant. For every 1 prowess invalidated during this attack, you gain 1 armor up buff. So he really does go off against the prowess matchups, right? If the arc reactor is active, the special attack grants no power to the opponent, which is great for staying aggressive, right? The special attack 2, on activation, you gain 5 armor ups. Now, if you activate the arc reactor during the special, you grant 15 reactor charges for each armor up above 12. So, perfect world, perfect scenario. You have 11 armor up buffs while you have your special 2 available. You use it and you have 160 reactor charges instead of 100. That is perfect, best case scenario. Now the special 3. You gain 7 armor up buffs and refresh all existing armor up buffs. You also inflict an Incinerate passive that's going to be paused when you attack them or their block. I typically avoid the special 3. In matches where there aren't prowess, I go special 2 and then spam special 1 and then back to special 2 if they're not dead and the arc reactor expires. In prowess matchups, you just spam special 1. Now, when he's awakened, he also gets a nice little regen, right? The only thing is, you only get it once per quest. He's so unbelievably tanky and sustainable. He's like, feels like one of the most tanky champions in the entire game that I could even like understand if he didn't have any regen at all because of how sustainable he is. So what this regen is really going to be good for, in my opinion, is like, you know, obviously if you're questing with him over like a 10 path lane, like, yeah, that's going to be nice eventually, especially if you're running suicides and stuff. But like in battlegrounds, you double tap block during your like last special attack and then you regenerate a little bit and then your score gets a little bit higher. So that's nice. We'll take it, right? All right, so that's Iron Man, dude. He looks great. He's useful. He's kind of like Nimrod, but like opposite, if that makes sense. Nimrod goes off in prowess matchups, but he's like usually like a damage over time dealer. Iron Man's got the big yellow numbers, all right? So let's look at the big yellow numbers. We're actually going right to Winter Soldier today because he hits hard. He hits really hard, man. So 550,000 health is nothing for this guy. So we're going straight to a vanilla matchup here. There's no prowess to take advantage of. There's no nothing like that, all right? So what we're doing here is we're just like building up to 2 bars of power. All right, I parried the first hit of his special 2, and then I blocked all of it, right? I gained some armors, I paused my armors. Winter Soldier's great here because you can like very easily pause your armors like that, right? We're gonna do it again after we throw the special 2, all right? Bam, bam. Parry. So we use the special 2, not even at 11 armors, a little bit less than that, but you're going to see it doesn't even matter. You don't always have to throw it at 11. Just use the special 2 to activate the reactor. That is the move that you want to do. I love how the reactor actually activates, man, when it goes on. Such a great touch there. Makes him look really, really alive. You love to see that, right? Now, look at this. 30k crits, 20k light attacks with just 6 armor breaks. We're going to put on the 9th armor break here. 37k at the end there. We still have 33 hits left in the arc reactor, and this guy is flushed straight down the toilet, man. That was a vanilla matchup there from Iron Man, right? In about 60 seconds, 550,000 health. That is like really kind of crazy, man. So we're gonna go up against like this Wolverine here, right? Now, first things first, I want to say the way that he doesn't have like heal block baked into his kit. But if you run Despair, you know, once you get going, you're going to have like about 6 debuffs on the opponent pretty much at all times. if you're playing him properly, if you're staying aggressive. So I could heal block this Wolverine and kill him even faster than that Winter Soldier. But what we want to try and do here is actually out damage his regen. So here we're throwing the special 2 at 10 armors. We have 145 charges. We're pausing our stuff here, right? And now I'm going to show you something like, what if this Wolverine had like 1,000,000 health? Okay, because he's regenerating, right? So in a longer fight, in a fight that's longer than 550,000 health, right? The way that it works, where you consume 12 armor up buffs once your reactor is gone, actually sets you up really nicely for your second rotation, and it happens very quickly. Watch once the reactor goes away, right here, okay? So 5 more hits, the reactor is gone. We're going to consume 12 armor ups. We have 9, 10, right? 11. Now we're going for the special 2. Fully ramped 160 charges, right? So as you can see, after like your first rotation cycle, there's not much downtime for going into your next one, and the second one is going to happen even stronger. So you have all of these pauses from parrying specials. You're maxed out at 20 armors, right? And now Wolverine is pretty much at full health, give or take, from all the regen, right? We're fully ramped up here, okay? We have 20 armors. We have a full arc reactor ready to go. We're going to be spamming the special 1. Nice big special 1 here. 47k medium crit. We're doing 20k non-crit light attacks, and we finish off with a 35k medium. And yeah, you know, like I said, if we had to spare on, we can cut off the regen, but I wanted to show off, like, once your rotation is over, how do you reset? And you just reset by playing normally, just using the special 2, but you'll just be in a better position for like a longer like fight. If it was like, I don't know, let's say we get like another Return of the Pain type thing, or if there's some Everest content where you want to use Iron Man in, you go special 2, special 1, special 1, and you just do it again. And you just like kind of keep it going. He's very consistent. So he is a tech champion. I kind of related him to Nimrod in a little bit. He's like a mix of Nimrod plus Guardian, right? He like does what Nimrod does, except with bigger yellow numbers, right? And he likes to parry those special attacks like Guardian does. Let's see how he does against the mutants. So first things first, against Bishop. Bishop doesn't normally get prowess against tech champions, but you can feed it to him with your heavy attack. There's a little pro tip for you right there when you fight a Bishop. Now, on top of that, he's immune to Incinerate, and he can block unblockable specials, so he's great against Bishop. But first example of a prowess matchup, right? The dude goes off. He goes off. So normally we have to build a special 2 to get started, right? In the matchups where he nukes, you just spam special 1, dude, and he does so well in them. So look this, he's so tanky against Kitty. I could like parry and reparry and all that stuff. And at this point, she threw the special 1, which is like fine. You know, our block efficiency is crazy against special attacks, but I actually wanted her to have the prowess. But I mean, you can imagine how that can go. He removes 9 prowess on his special 1, even more on the special 2, even more on the special 3, right? So yeah, 3 prowess per hit. So Storm X, again, she used her special attack here when I did not want her to, dude. They're just like special, like normally they're so defensive and passive. Here I'm like, I want you to keep your prowess, and they're like, nope, special attack, go. It's all right though. I think you get the point, right? So one thing that's interesting here is that when the armor up falls off naturally, they get like power locked for a second. That could turn off Storm's glancing, possibly. I've never tested that, but that could be actually a very interesting. If you like play Iron Man poorly against Storm, you might counter her better, which is weird. But yeah, he's got to be my favorite Sauron counter in the game. Nuts, dude. Like, really, really good stuff. Really good. He dexed me. Come on. Really good against Sauron, dude. Like, he caps out at 10 prowess, and the special 1 removes 9 prowess. So you just spam the special 1 against him all day. You're ramped up in 1 special attack. He's going to be killing Saurons in battlegrounds. Honestly, probably faster than Nimrod. Maybe on par. I would say like 2 special 1s in battlegrounds from Iron Man. Usually it takes like 1 special 2 with Nimrod, so about the same amount of power. No ability accuracy reduction against Domino really there. All of his abilities are pretty much guaranteed, so no crit fail. Against Weapon X here, he's got the unblockable special attacks, but we just block them. Of course, you want to parry them. I missed the parry here, but that is totally okay. You know, again, we don't have like heal block in our kit, and also he's immune to despair anyway. But yeah, as you can see, he doesn't have prowess to take advantage of like the other mutants, but he's still fine. We're so tanky, it's ridiculous. We like hardly got tickled by that, but of course the bleeds definitely will do some damage. Here, the special one, we're gonna stack the armor bricks up. Boom, 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 boom. Now, Apocalypse. Amazing Apocalypse counter. Apocalypse starts with those 2 prowess passives, right? Now, you can remove them on your special one. However, I still advise not doing that with APOC. I advise going for the special 2, because the 2 prowess isn't necessarily enough to like really ramp all the way to be super duper effective. But here, now we're getting the passive AI. So the 1 armor up fell away, but that's okay. Watch this. I find his little bubbles, like my block kind of gets stuck on them, but I still paused 6 hits there. You could potentially get more, but yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. It's nuts how good he is against APOC. Look at the block damage is like non-existent here. Again, this is just like a duel, so it's not like anything too crazy, but I have fought like Gauntlet Apocalypse with him, and he's just as tanky. It's like he's ridiculously tanky, you know? So here we have Iceman, right? We're Cold Snap immune. At this point, I want to get hit by the special 1 to just show you like we're also Frostbite immune. And it's just, he's really good for Iceman. He's not playing ball with me here. It's like, they were getting tired of being the punching bags, the mutants. And they were like, come on, I don't want to just do what you want me to do. But yeah, really good for Iceman. It's always great to have an Iceman counter in your deck for Battlegrounds. Just a very great buff, man. He's super duper sustainable. His utility isn't too high, really. I mean, like, if you consider prowess removal great utility, fantastic. You probably have prowess removal in your R scenario already, but he doesn't need prowess on the opponent in order to be good. He's good in those vanilla matchups like we saw against Winter Soldier, which is great. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, he's going to be so much more fun against those mutants, and mutants are always relevant. And at the end of the day, it's not just like prowess baked into the kit. It's like combat deja vu prowess. It's like aggression prowess. Nodes like that, relevant nodes. So like node 22 in Alliance War is very relevant. Kitty Pryde is very relevant on that right now, especially with the what's not even prowess puncture, whatever it is. There's only 1 week left of it in the expert map, but just like in general stuff like that, you know what I mean? Kitty Pryde is really rough on that node. It inflicts shock and incinerate on you. You're going to be incinerate immune. If you put an Odin buff on him, you're going to be healing from the shock, and you're going to be taking advantage of the aggression prowess on Kitty in order to ramp right away with 1 special 1, and you're going to nuke her from orbit with the damage that you're doing. So yeah, really just solid stuff, man. Really solid stuff. That's Iron Man. He looks great. He looks so much better, which is honestly very important, because he looked like dog crap before this, and it's freaking Tony Stark, man. Like, this is the Iron Man in MCOC. We have Iron Man Infinity War, we have Hulkbuster Tony Stark, we have Superior Iron Man, right? There's even like, there's more Iron guys. There's Iron Doom, there's War Machine, there is another one I'm forgetting. I know there's another one I'm forgetting. What's his face? Iron Patriot, and also Silver Centurion. Oh my god. But this is Tony, man. He was in the game at launch 2014, December. Looked like dog crap back then, looks fantastic now. Great buff, man. Awesome buff. I'd love to see Captain America get one next. OG Cap, that would be awesome. You know, there's always been like Cap Infinity War exists. Well, guess what? We got one now. So let's do Cap next. That's it. That's Iron Man. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm assuming you have Iron Man, so go give him a run against Winter Soldier. I usually say don't test against Winter Soldier, but have at it. It's a perfect health pool for him. 500,000 is a great health pool for his rotation. So yeah, that's it for this one. Let me know what you think. I'll be seeing you around.